Peacemaker, Season 2, Episode 6, and if you haven't seen this episode, go watch it, come back, because I'm going to deep dive in a lot of spoilers, because this episode is full of them. Full of spoilers. And what this episode is about, it's insane. The big twist is insane, because we were white. We were white. So in 3, 2, 1, spoilers behold. Now, the theory was that this new dimension that Chris has walked himself into, that he has the most wonderful life ever, that he's been hardcore, that he's a hero, he's beloved, his brother and father are alive, everything feels great. But with these grass are green on the other side stories, something needs to be up. Something needs to be like, okay, why does our main character go back to the life that he weren't happy with? Why? What would that be? What would it be that thing? And turning out that this new Earth is Earth X, which is Nazi Earth in the DC universe, in the DC multiverse, is enough to tell people, and tell Peacemaker, to go back to his fucking dimension. Go back to his Earth. Because that's not good. Because last I checked, Nazis are bad. So, it's just, that twist, even though, people were seeing it a mile away, knowing its confirmation still is a holy shit, how our character's gonna get out of this. Mainly Elbaro. Because she's, like, the moment, and if I say anything cultural, culturally sensitive, I apologize, but I am going to talk about things that are in the episode, so bear with me. I want to apologize, face forward, I'm trying to say it as bluntly as possible, but I want to apologize in fact of it, in case I say something that's a little bit culturally insensitive. But when that woman, Agamotto's decided, hey, I'll go for a walk. I'll just walk down the streets. It's nothing fine. It's fine. I'll walk down the streets. But then the moment that woman looks at her very strangely, it's not just one person, it's everyone across the street looking at her strangely. You're like, yeah. It's the first time they probably have ever seen a black person. And they probably being heard that it's, it's a weird fascist kind of thing going on. It's just, and when she's getting chased by hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of white folks, you fear for her, because you're thinking they're going to fucking murder her. They'll murder her. And so that's the character I am most afraid of, because I'm thinking, how she's going to get out of this? How is she going to get out of this? Mike's Vigilante is going to come out and save the day, because Vigilante's, his whole thing is, yeah, sure, he wants to find Chris, because what happened last episode is, Chris is in this new dimension, he's on Earth X, Team Peacemaker, I like calling it Team Peacemaker, Peacemaker is we're going to get Chris back. And and Vigilante is like, yeah, sure, fine, I'll go and trying to find my best friend, but I want to see if there's a parallel universe, if there's an Earth X version of me. That's he cares about. So I wouldn't be shocked that honestly, I wouldn't be shocked that Vigilante is the Vigilantes is the ones who come down and save the day for to save everybody. That's why I'm thinking. Even it's just gonna be a lot of murder. There's going to be a lot of murder, a lot of Nazi killing, and last I checked, I'm all for that. Yeah, it's very easy to hate. If you want to have some villains to hate, Nazis are very easy to do. And knowing there's a whole planet of them, a whole parallel universe of them, or at least a whole country full of them, I think we're gonna have a good old gory old time and have a good sense of fuck yeah moments. Anyway, but by saying that, talking about that big twist, there's also some hinting of Man Tomorrow with Lex Luthor, because James Gunn has mentioned that the end of Peacemaker episode 8 that comes out in a couple of weeks will lead to Man Tomorrow, which is the next Superman movie. So the idea that Lex Luthor is in this episode, he agrees to help with Flag, which might fall in the category of, I think, you know what? If you're gonna have a story of how does Lex Luthor get out of the prison after the events of Superman, all the stuff he did in Superman, easy. He helps the government. He keeps helping. He keeps helping. He kind of does the Suicide Squad thing, and he's able to get out. But if you watch the episode 7 preview, there's another big holy shit, like a big holy shit cameo apparently coming out. So it's gonna be insane if you want to connect the story and this bigger story happening. I mean, and no, so I will say this, for all those people who said well, I had to watch Peacemaker to understand Man Tomorrow. No, really. If Lex Luthor is out of prison, all James Gunn needs to write is, he helped the government out and now he's out. That's all needs to happen. We do have a habit as Always members to think of the worst. We think of, everything has to be confusing, and while reality it's just A, B, and C. It's not that complicated. There's a lot of heart-to-heart moments in this episode that I quite like. I mean, there's a scene between Hardcore and Peacemaker, with Chris, that is really, really well written, really well formed, where it is pretty much Hardcore basically opening her emotions up. Hers, for the entire, best way to say it, for 2 seasons, she's been a wall. She's been kind of saying, I'll just be super spy. And Peacemaker's like, look, it doesn't matter that you go into bar fights. It doesn't matter how messed up you are, how messed up you think you are. He's like, I love you. And I'm like, that is it's a really wonderful, beautiful scene. It's a wonderful scene. Meanwhile, you have a lot of humor. I mean, Vigilante having drug money and along with and plus drugs, and he's like, what? It's blood money. I'm not going to use any of this money. And I'm like, you got millions and millions and millions and millions. You have millions of dollars, and you're not using it? Just wait 6 months and then use it. So just use it sparingly, like that kind of stuff. But Jesus, before you do your butt dance again, and him talking shit, like Vigilante talking to his mother like he's a 12-year-old, where his mother is like the old sweet, maybe a little bit overbearing with information, and Vigilante is like, no, you're embarrassing me, fuck off. I'm like, come on, that was funny. That was quite funny. But and there's a lot of funny moments out through this episode as well. It is very surprising that this show, whose episodes are less than 40 minutes, this is 46 minutes long, And the opening is like 2 minutes long, so it's like 30 minutes, and it feels like a packed episode. It feels like a real packed, meaty episode. So that's a real testament of like the how to map the script together and with television and stuff like that. But anyway, if you've seen the episode, which I hope you have, because I talked about FX for like 5 minutes. So comment below, let me know your thoughts.